Well, hey, guys, what's going on? Look, I look giant and bright.
Yeah. You look good.
Okay.
Jenny's all decked out. She's got her fucking new sexy bell bottoms on.
My skeleton
Booty
bell
looking
bottoms.
good, yeah. Bell bottoms with a bunch of dancing skeletons on them.
Yeah, going woo.
Yeah.
You know, like that.
Yeah. She might let you see them later.
Because we're going, going to Memento after.
Yeah, and I'm dressed like a Star Trek villain.
Yeah, see?
I'm like...
He's just like a Star Trek villain.
Yeah, like a Star Trek villain.
You want to wear my ram horns? That might
yeah. Put some ram horns on. Yeah.
They have flowers on them too, but it's all black.
Nah, I ain't worried about it.
So
I need to get some horns though.
Yeah, you should get some horns. Yeah. I think, especially because you're bald, it would look
I don't know
really
how I'd stick them on there. I guess glue them on.
No,
there.
you know. Well, I mean, yeah, there's some kind of. Although I don't know how well it works. I've never just.
I'll just get a fucking Viking hat.
Yeah, there you go. That'll work too. So hey everybody, what's going on? Hopefully you can hear us okay. Mm-hmm. I don't know what's going on with this microphone. Did I fuck with it? No, I didn't fuck with it. It's all right. It's all right.
Yeah, she did.
So yeah, it's Friday night. It's pretty awesome. Gramthars says, "How's the new venture going?" Oh, we'll get into that.
We'll get into that.
American Military 100 pointed out, and this is the third time somebody's mentioned this to me today because I got a couple messages earlier. Like DJ Maniac sent me a message like right before the show and stuff like that. They think that they caught allegedly the Long Island serial killer, or the Gilgo Beach killer, or Lisk as he's known. We did a show about him a while back. I thought that they would probably eventually catch him just because I think what was the last murder was like 10 years ago, right? Something like that.
Who was he?
He's this normie looking motherfucker.
Okay.
And he's actually, his name is, what's his name? Rex Howard Bam? Something like that. I can't remember what it was. But he just looked like he owned an architectural company, so he looked like a fucking businessman. Okay. So the one article, I was reading an article, like I just skimmed through an article real quick, like in Rolling Stone, and they had like an like his corporate photo of him like in a suit and all that shit like that. And he just looks like a regular ass.
Yeah, that's why he got away with it.
Yeah, probably for such a long time.
Yeah, look like an upstanding businessman.
Yeah.
Getting them Craigslist hookers.
See, you can't trust anybody, I'm telling you. Gotta watch them normies, man.
Was he married?
Yep.
Yeah.
Well, and I think that one of the things, because they have like a shit ton of evidence against him, but one of the things that, like forensic evidence, was that hair that was found on two of the victims, like, was his wife's hair.
Okay, so he's cross-contaminating the fucking girls.
And then American Military 100 says they traced the cell calls he made to his victims' families to a burner phone he had over 10 years ago. See, there you go.
So he was calling the victims' families?
Yeah.
I didn't know that. What was he saying to them?
I don't remember. Like I said, we did a show about him a long time ago, but I figured they would probably catch him, so I'm glad that they finally did. I mean, allegedly. Allegedly. Gramthars says, I checked out the couples roster at StreamMate. Between the Blacktooth Hillbillies and the Cross-Eyed Colombians, you don't have much competition amongst the performers.
No, we're one of the hottest couples on it. Yeah.
Not to be mean.
We'd have them jump in and go, man, you guys are a hot couple. Yeah. They got some, though. They got a few.
Yeah. There are some other ones that are on there.
They got, some of them are like porn quality. Porn star quality. Very few of the dudes are in real good shape, though. You know, I'd be fucking top 5%, probably. Most of them just be the scrawny or fat.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's just how it is.
Yeah.
Just how it is.
I mean, you know, we do kind of like look on, like, kind of scroll through there every now and then to see.
Yeah, we see who's on there.
Who else is on there. Even while we're streaming on there, like Tom has a tablet and looks who else is on. Looks who else is on.
Yeah, it's like my friend's wife and friends of ours.
Who else is on at the same time as us?
We'll see. Oh, Pinky Powers is on. She's a friend of ours. Yeah.
But yeah, so I mean, I guess it's kind of early in the game, but I guess we could kind of start talking about that since Gramthars asked about it.
Yeah, we can. Haven't really had much to drink yet. I'd rather talk about that serial killer. We'll talk about it in a minute. What's so does anybody remember what he was telling the families when he was calling them? Because it's a long time ago we did that show.
Yeah, it was a while back, and I can't remember like all the details. I do remember that they didn't even know that there was a serial killer for a really long time until that one girl disappeared. Remember, she was like an escort on Craigslist,
Yeah.
and she got called to somebody's house, like, out on Long Island, and then she called the cops. She was, like, running away from someone's house and, like, freaking out and stuff. And then they found her later, and she was dead, but they couldn't determine whether she'd been murdered or not. They thought maybe she just, like, got lost in the, in the swamp or something and drowned or whatever. And so they don't even know. But then, like, while they were looking for her, they found, like, a bunch of other bodies, and they're like, what the fuck is going on out here? You know what I mean? And then they found, like, a whole bunch of other ones. Now, there's, like, some other ones, like, along the beach that they're not sure if it's the same killer or not. There's 4 of them that they're sure are the same person, but I kind of suspect that.
It's probably all him.
I think it's probably all him. I
like
mean, they were all kind of, like, dumped in the same area.
Yeah, kind of like Gary Ridgway.
Yeah.
The way he was doing it. He was just comfortable over there and comfortable dumping them there, and that's where he dumped them.
Oh, that's right. Okay, so American Military 100 said he called his victim's cell phone, and the victim's sister answered, and he would ask if she knew her sister was a whore.
Okay.
That's nice.
Yeah. What was the answer? Yes or no?
I mean, that's fucked up. Why would you, like, bad enough is
Yeah.
fucking... Yeah, Murder Hornet said it's usually a normal man with a family and kids in the suburbs. That's a serial killer.
Yeah.
BTK. Yeah, like BTK.
Yeah.
Well, the ones that get away with it for a long time, I guess.
They have to have a home base to work from.
Either that or
stable.
I think ones that are like truckers get away with
Right.
it for a long time too, just because they're always on the move, so it's
Yeah.
hard to catch them, and
And
they
they're-
don't have any link to their victims.
Yeah, and that truck is a safe base of operations too.
Mhm.
Oh, whips and chains. That guy, he was
Yeah.
taking pictures of his captives and shit. There's a real famous picture of one little teenage runaway girl. He picked up her and the boyfriend. He instantly killed the boyfriend, and then he chained her up inside that little apartment that's in the back of those cabs. Kept her in there for I think a couple weeks. And was calling her parents too.
Yeah.
Saying I made a few changes on her, if I can cut her hair and shit. He had her dressed up kind of like a fetish goth girl. He was taking pictures of her. She's cringing. You don't know what it is that he's doing. I think he's pointing a gun at her and taking a picture of her. Probably told her he was going to fucking try to take the picture and shoot her simultaneously. Wanted a picture of her dying. It looked like she's trying to defend herself. That's not how he killed her. Killed her later with using a wire. Tied her to a tree and strangled her from the back with a wire. And then when they found her, that's overkill. It doesn't have to be that fucking narrow. It just hurts. You know what I mean? But evidently, like almost cut her neck in half with a wire that he wrapped around the back of a tree. He's an asshole.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then they arrested his ass, and he had a captive in his truck when they arrested him.
Yeah.
And she was so terrified she almost didn't want to say anything. But then she
can't say I blame her.
Yeah, but then it was weird. They put whips and chains and handcuffed him and put him in the back of the patrol car, and he was fucking got out of the handcuffs. He crawled out of his own handcuffs, and had him in the front and I think he got out of the car. Then they caught him again though. If I remember
Like, where do
correctly.
you think you're going, Buster?
He was a bondage expert, man. He knew how to get in the handcuffs or get the handcuffs in front.
He'd probably been practicing for just such occasions.
And he was a fucking grisly looking motherfucker.
Yeah,
He's
that's
into BDSM and shit.
Well, that's the thing. It seems like, I don't know, it seems like kind of half and half on the serial killers. It's like half of them look like scuzzy bums, and then the other half look like completely normal, like suburban dudes.
Yeah.
And shit like that. So that's what I mean. You can't trust anybody. Just because, yeah, you're gonna, well, obviously you're gonna avoid like people that are like scuzzy looking, but it's like, yeah, you gotta avoid normal looking people too.
Yeah.
Because you never know. Yeah, Gramthars said he was an architect. Yeah, I think he owned like an architectural firm, like in New York City.
Oh, the guy that the
Lisk guy,
Yeah.
Long Island serial killer.
I'm sure we're gonna find out all about him. We ought to do a show on him.
That's what I was thinking. It's like maybe we should
just go ahead and do the show.
Do
Get one ready.
and do a show. Yeah.
Yeah.
Even
Might
though
as well respond quickly to the market.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Maybe I should just not have a poll this week.
No, just do it.
And then just do a Lisk update show on Wednesday.
Because that's how we used to do it in the past.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, I know people do like to vote, but it's like tons of people don't vote, to be honest with you. So probably, but I have to remember because I already had the poll scheduled, so I have to remember to like turn it off. But we'll do. I still have my haunting notes over here. Okay, so I'm gonna turn off the poll. I have to write everything down because otherwise I'll forget everything. Turn off poll, and then we're going to do a list show. Okay, I'll know what I do. I'll know what I mean. Maybe. Depending on how drunk I get later.
Yeah.
Could be that I look at that and I'm like, what the fuck am I talking about? Yeah, so, wait, did this guy have kids? I know he had a wife. But I didn't, like I said, I just scrolled through the article, like, super quick, like, before the show started. And I know that they said that he was married, but I didn't know if he had kids or not. I mean, probably he did, but... Can you imagine?
Yeah. Yeah, they catch him every now and then.
Like I said, it's just like BTK. It's like he had a fucking wife and kids, and they didn't know what the fuck that dude was up to. Christ on a bike. Yeah, Murder Hornet said, I think he had at least a son. Oh, he had 2 daughters. That's what American Military 100 said. Yep. 2 daughters. So, great. They're like, thanks, Dad. Ruined my fucking life.
Yes, he's one of those guys that would hooker killer.
So he has 2 daughters, and he goes out killing other people's daughters.
Yeah, but they're hookers in his mind.
That's what I mean. So they're making a distinction between that's not a person almost.
Yeah,
they're dehumanizing.
Well, yeah, I think a couple of them that they caught before just as they're cleaning up the fucking city. Is the idea?
Yeah,
that was the attitude that one guy had.
But then they want to go to hookers though. So it's like a weird self-loathing thing too. I guess so. Because I think they're attracted to them. Yeah. And attracted to that whole thing, but
they're attracted to the
but then they discuss themselves.
Then they have to punish them.
Right.
Something like that.
Yeah. Murder Hornet said, Tom, what advice would BTK give him? Maybe they'll be in prison together. Dennis, no, they won't. They're on the other sides of the...
Well, it's easy to come down on somebody and talk about how bad they are, but, he did a lot of good for the community. He was an architect. Building buildings, he constructed most of New York. So it's easy,
Yeah, what about all the good things?
Yeah, all the good things that he did. Yeah.
That sounds very much like something BTK would say.
That's the way he talked about himself.
Yeah. What about all the good things I did? So I just killed a couple people. Yeah. Big deal. Like, in the grand scheme of things.
I actually got that.
How much does that really matter?
From BTK's friend.
Yeah.
Remember his neighbor friend?
Yeah.
That was friends with Dennis. And he was just like, everybody's going to talk about how bad he was, this and that. But he was a good guy. He did a lot for the community. He did a lot for the church. He had problems. He had some sexual problems.
Yeah, that's what Murder Hornet said. I wonder if he had sexual problems.
He had sexual problems.
Yeah, a tad. He had some little sexual problems.
Yeah, I remember that. But I'll tell you one thing. That dude was loyal, though. He straight up told the news reporter that was interviewing him out in front of his house, he goes, "You tell Dennis that I'm still his friend." Yeah.
Why would you do that? Seriously, if my best friend that lived next door to me for years and years, I found out they were a serial killer, I'd be like, fuck that guy.
Yeah.
Fuck that guy.
Yeah. This guy.
I'm sorry, I'm not your friend anymore.
This guy was gonna stand by him, man. He just says he had some problems, and I don't agree with what he did, but I'm still his friend. I'm here for him. That's how some dudes are fucking loyal.
I guess, but still, that's fucked up. I don't know, and maybe this is unfair, but then I always kind of like wonder about that dude's motives. Like, what's that dude up to that he doesn't want anybody to find out about?
I think they investigated him. There was no connection.
Yeah, because they thought the same thing as me. They're like, what the fuck is this story? If he's like, he wasn't that bad, they're like, oh, what the fuck is this guy up to then? Maybe they were like working together. You never know. That's what I'm saying.
He just rationalized it.
Yeah.
That he was sick and that he has problems and that he needs help. And that, I'm still his friend. I'm not going to leave him rotting in prison. I'll write him. I'll come see him. That's that kind of shit.
I guess.
Yeah. And, he's just like, he did good for the community too, He's a forgiving dude, I guess,
Some people are like that.
Some people are like that, yeah.
I am not.
Yeah, I'd be like, yeah, fuck that dude.
Yeah, fuck that dude.
Because you didn't really know who the guy was.
That's what I mean, and it's like, you can know somebody for like a really long time, and then like they could be up to all kind of shenanigans that you don't know about. You know what I'm saying? I'm not saying that that's usually the case, but I'm just saying that it's possible.
What is odd though is that fucking Dennis didn't tell his buddy what he was doing, because just a lot of times, when dudes are fucking buddies, you can tell your buddy what you're doing.
Right.
But he didn't tell him. Maybe he knew better. I don't know. Maybe he didn't want to incriminate him. But a lot of times, those serial killers want to tell somebody. That's why they end up turning themselves in or doing shit that gets themselves caught.
Because they can't stand the world not knowing about them.
Yeah, they can't stand you not knowing why they did it and who they are, and they want to, they want credit.
Yeah, they're they're really narcissistic. Yeah. I find. So they think everybody wants to know about all the. Well, I guess they everybody does kind of want to know about their exploits, doesn't it? Including me. So.
Everybody wants to know why I did it. What kind of man I am, and it's Dennis.
Yeah.
Yeah. They find out about me, and they know I'm a good guy. I had some sexual problems, but and those photographs, that wasn't me in that hole. I don't wear pantyhose. That wasn't me.
He admitted,
I don't know who that was.
Like, he admits to killing people, but like wearing pantyhose, that's
that
just like a
me.
step too far. That's a step too far.
I don't know who that was. They're trying to frame me.
They just got a guy that looked. They do that, They got somebody that looked like me and put them in.
They were just trying to flush me out, and get me to jump up and say, "That's not me." So I'm smart. I'm too smart for him.
TB Drigger said if Dennis fell for the floppy disk lie, I'm surprised he wasn't dumb enough to tell someone also.
Yeah, he wasn't real techno savvy.
He wasn't real tech savvy, yeah.
No.
And he, because he was kind of a cop groupie, he didn't believe that cops would lie to him because he thought that they were on the same level.
Yeah.
But of course,
he thought they were working together.
Right. I'm like, duh. Wow, you're kind of stupid.
Well, we're in the same line of work, really. But you're supposed to catch me, and I'm supposed to run for you, and that's how we work, And can I ask you a question? See, I know you guys can't lie. Did you send me a flop? If I send you a flop, you wouldn't be able to trade.
No, of course not.
Okay, I'm going to send you a flop.
Of course not. Yeah. And we would never lie to you, Dennis.
Yeah.
Not at all. Yeah, the Lisk killer, American Military 100, says they found images of the victims and their relatives on his computer, along with child prawn and kitty prawn, and updates on the task force that searched him down. So it's a little incriminating. That's a little incriminating. Uh-huh. And like I said, they did find some DNA evidence too, like his wife's hair and stuff on some of the bodies, as far as I could read it on there. But yeah, Rex. It's Howerman or Hewerman is what the guy's name is.
Okay.
So, because he just wrote it there. And like I said, he just looks like a schlubby
looking, huh?
He just looks like every, middle-aged middle manager, in a suit. He just looks like that. He looks like all the other ones.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. He's your boss.
Yeah, that's what he looks like.
Yeah.
He looks like your schlubby boss.
Yeah.
That you hate.
Yeah. Dude walked around with a cup of coffee and go, "Did you fill out those TPS reports?"
Yeah, right. Yeah, that's exactly what I pictured. When I saw the picture of him.
You did get that memo, didn't you?
Okay. Yeah, I mean, he's gonna be like the Office Space dude. It's like, I'm gonna need you to.
Yeah, I need you to come in on set.
It's like that guy. Except that guy was actually a lot better looking that actor, but you know what I mean, because he's in a bunch of stuff too. But yeah, this guy just looked like kind of a chubby nobody. Murder Hornet said, Dennis said, I'm not bragging or nothing, but just a fact. If I brought my own rope, he wouldn't have escaped. Yeah. I mean, fucking Dennis. We haven't talked about Dennis in a while, but he's still alive, right? He hasn't cacked yet. He was a fucking piece of work. And like I said, that fucking book that you should read that.
Yeah.
You should read that because, wow, that was really something else. It kind of made me feel... I don't know. This is kind of weird, but I guess it kind of made me feel better about myself because I'm just kind of like, well, I can now definitively say that the way my mind works is 180 degrees opposite from how a serial killer's mind works. You know what I'm saying? The way I'm just like, this dude, what the fuck? He felt like it was like he was from another fucking planet or something.
He had that Minotaur spirit.
Yeah, or something.
Minotaur energy.
He's a Minotaur energy. You can't. I mean, like I said, you can't help but laugh. I mean, it's just it's so fucking ridiculous.
He was delusional.
It's so fucking ridiculous, the esteem they hold themselves in, And they're just like they're just scuzzy fucking murderers. They just go like pick up girls and like, well, he didn't, and he like, you know, they just go pick up people, break into people's houses, rape and murder them, and it's just like, what?
Yeah, Dennis would break into your house.
Yeah, it was like, what the fuck is so great about that?
He hung that little 12-year-old girl.
Yeah.
Remember that?
Yeah.
Isn't that how he killed her? He hung her?
Yeah, in the basement, and then he jerked off on her.
Yeah.
So, you know. So I don't really know. Like, you do that, I don't really understand, like, why you have such a high opinion of yourself.
He thought he was James Bond.
Yeah.
Some weird shit. Yeah.
Which, what the fuck? That just reminded me when we were...
He was married when he did that, too, wasn't he?
Yeah.
That 12-year-old girl. And then he shot the brother. Didn't the brother survive, but he blinded him, I think? Who was that? One of them got shot in the head and was blinded, I think.
That was a different...
Different case?
Yeah, that wasn't that. The Otero family, I think they were all killed. The one that got shot, that was the girl, like, she got killed, I think, but I think it was her brother.
Yeah.
Was, like, trying to help her or something, and, like, I think he lived, but...
He lived and he ran out of there. Yeah. And survived.
Like I said, it's been a while since we did the show, and I don't remember all the little details, but well, now that you mention it.
Right, that's right, it was the brother.
Yeah.
I think he was about 15 or 16, wasn't he?
I thought he was a little bit older, but I could be wrong about that. Yeah, because it was like the brother and sister were home.
Yeah.
You know.
And I remember he didn't rape the sister. He just killed her, didn't he? I don't think there was any time. He got destroyed. Yeah. Didn't he try to separate him? He tried to separate him, so he was going to rape the girl.
Yeah.
And something went wrong, and he decided to shoot them both. I don't remember exactly what had happened. Yeah. Like somebody came home or something.
Yeah.
Or something weird.
Late one, all weird.
Yeah.
Camp Guy said there's a very good interview with a John Wayne Gacy survivor. Kid was 14 years old and went to Gacy's motel room. Gacy pulled out gay magazines. The kid took off out the door. Very believable, soft white underbelly.
Yeah. Oh yeah, he actually Gacy let one of his victims survive too. He begged his way out of death, and was so scared of fucking Gacy's that he wouldn't even. I don't think he didn't even go to the police. Remember that one?
Yeah. I kind of there's a lot of I think there's even a show on Netflix that's like I Survived a Serial Killer, and I was just like listening to one of those like scary story podcasts the other day, like on my way home from work, and there like the person that wrote the story was talking. I don't know if this is true or not, but they were talking about how their grandmother, almost got picked up by Ted Bundy. And I'm sure that happened a lot because Ted Bundy, you know, he would pick up girls like on the college campus and stuff. And he did it a bunch of times and he let the girls go or, you know, or they got away or something like that. So there probably are like several stories out there of people that, or that he came up and was like, hey, why don't you get in my Volkswagen or whatever? And they're just like, no, thanks.
Yeah. And one girl got away from the Zodiac. Did she have a daughter with her or something like that?
Yeah, they're not entirely sure that's the Zodiac, although that's usually, they usually do, like, put that in with the Zodiac case. She jumped out the car, like, when they were a kid. But, well, and that happened because something was wrong with her car, and she pulled over, and then, like, he pulled up behind her, and then said... Or no, he was flashing his lights at her like, "Oh, hey, something's wrong with your car." So she pulled over, and then he's like, "Oh, something's wrong with your tire or something like that. I'll fix it." That's right. And then he went, and then he fucked it all up, and so she took off, and then like the tire came off, and then he's like, "Oh no, I'll help you." Yeah. And then he's gonna drive her to a whatever, and then he starts passing like a bunch of gas stations. She's like, "Fuck this shit." She grabbed her kid and jumped out and like went and headed.
What he did was he said it looked like her tire was getting ready to fall, her wheel was getting ready to come off. And he goes, "I think your lug nuts are loose." And he goes, "Let me tighten them up." And instead of tightening them up, he loosened them. Yeah. And they let her run down the road. He loosened them way up, and then the tire started wobbling. It busted the wheel off, I believe, didn't it?
Yeah, I think it did.
And then he says, "There's something wrong with that." And he says, "Like, get in my car. We'll go up to this gas station up here. We'll get you a tow truck." And that's how he got her in the car. Yeah.
I mean, I have never, ever get in somebody else's car, ever. you know. And the thing about it was that
she was unawares.
Well, the thing about it too was that in the 60s and 70s, I feel like, because I'm gonna put up probably this weekend. I'm gonna put up a video on my Crime Memorial channel about the Santa Rosa hitchhiker murders that happened in the early 1970s, and it's just crazy how cavalier people were back then about hitchhiking.
Yeah.
I mean, the thing about it was that 9 times out of 10, it was probably fine. Like, people hitchhiked all the time. You only hear about the cases where people got picked up and then they never got fucking seen again, and then they found their body in a ditch somewhere, you know what I mean? But still, it's like people would just not... You just wouldn't do that now. Yeah. And it's just funny how back then, like, people didn't even think about it. And, like, teenage girls... You know, it's like, oh, I'm going to hitchhike over to my friend's house, you know what I mean? And, like, nobody thought a single thing about it.
Yeah.
Crazy.
It was just part of the culture of the time that you could do that.
Yeah.
Not a good idea.
It's really not. That was
the Uber of the time.
And it wasn't a good idea back then. No. And the thing about it is that even nowadays, it's like, it's probably better, you know, you're still getting into a car with a stranger, like with Uber, or if you take a cab or anything like that. But at least it's like a company and they've, you know... They have, like, a record of this person and shit like that. So it's, like, a little bit better. You're not just getting in some rando's car. But I still am not real comfortable taking an Uber. I've never taken an Uber in my life. And, I mean, I guess I would if I had to. But I still don't really like the idea of... Because there have been cases where, like, some Uber and Lyft drivers, like, turned out to be, like, fucking rapists and shit like that, too. So you gotta watch. But at least there's kind of a system in place where they at least know who this person is and all that other kind of shit. So it's not quite as dangerous, but I don't know. I still would really think twice about doing it. Especially with all the fucking true crime I read. You know what I'm saying? It's just, I think about it all the time. You know what I mean?
No, what are you talking about? I wasn't paying attention. What'd you say?
Well, I was talking about Uber. And I said, well, I mean, you're still getting into a car with a stranger, but at least they have, like, a system, you know what I mean? Like, at least they know, that's what I mean. It's like, at least they know who that person is, and that person is, like, registered through the app and everything like that. It's still not 100% safe, because it has happened that Uber drivers have turned out to be, like, rapey.
So taxi cab drivers and cop cars.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Well, yeah, and cops,
it
too.
Could be anybody.
It could be anybody.
Yeah.
So,
but you can't live in fear.
No. Yeah, that's what I mean. You can't, I mean, just watch your ass. But, you know, you can't, like, be afraid of every single thing. But like I said, just watch your ass and try not to do anything.
We live in Florida. We got constitutional carry here. Everybody can carry a gun. The weird thing about it here, you know, and that started July 1st, this month. Weird thing about it is that you have to carry it concealed. You can't carry it, you can't do open carry yet. But they said they're probably going to fix that. Because it doesn't make any sense. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Making it concealments. There's a place for concealment, but there's also a place for being able to open carry too. Although I guess it doesn't matter because if you're going to open carry, you're going to be open carrying on your own property, and you already have that right here. So maybe it doesn't matter.
Murder Hornet said, "Who is that guy that got a job at a hospital just to bang dead girls in the morgue?"
Never heard of it.
Oh yeah, I mean that sounds vaguely familiar, but I don't know.
Never heard of it.
And then he also says, that's what I say, I never get in someone's car when in Mexico. Yeah, it's just never a good idea to, like, do... Even if a stranger just, like, comes up to you too close and, like, wants some shit, I'm just kind of like, yeah. You know, just, like, get the fuck away from me, right? So Gramthars is asking about the streammate thing, so we probably, as soon as he gets back with the ice, we'll start talking about it. Because I do actually have an answer to this question. I do actually have an answer to this question. But yeah, I don't know. I kind of think about, like, for example, sometimes, like, on my way to work, I have to, you know, stop and get gas, like, halfway. And even though it's, like, on a busy road and shit like that, but, you know, you never know. So it's like I'm always kind of, like, looking around and, like, fucking locking the car doors and shit like that. Like, as soon as I get back in the car, you never know if some fucking weirdo is gonna... Because I've had... that happened at gas stations, like on busy streets in the middle of the day before, where some creep is kind of like lurking around behind the fucking gas thing, like looking at you and shit like that. Like...
Okay.
So Gramthar says, about jerking off. Do you witness randos tugging away while in private shows? Was it unsettling at first?
Okay, this is a good question.
That's a good.
We got some information on this.
That's what I said. I said I do actually have an answer to this question.
Okay. Stream made, of course. We've only probably in total streamed maybe about 4 hours.
Yeah. Well, no, we streamed 3 times.
3 times?
The first time was probably like 45 minutes, an hour.
That was just a test.
The second time was 4 hours. And then the third time was an hour and a half because I had to, I had to get up early the next day, so we didn't stay on that long.
In that system, there's a bunch of different things that you could do. All right. If you're just in public in the stream, you really can't do anything below the belt, and you really don't want to give any free shows. But you know what I mean. You're just trying to entice people to click the button to either go private or to go exclusive.
Or to give you a tip.
Or to give you a tip. They'll give you a tip in public. We got $10 in tips in public the last time we did. 2 5s. Or was it 2 2s?
It was 2 5s.
2 5s, yeah. Now, when there's another way to do it is that you can do what's called a show. What's called a gold show. You could set like an appointment date and say, in 20 minutes... we're going to start a show, and the goal is, say, 400 gold, or it's like $400. And they said, we got an hour for you guys to come up with that money. And they start crowdsourcing it, and there'll be a description of what's going to happen in the show and how long it's going to be. See, because if you could do a gold show, you're going to want it to be long enough to actually do something. Because a lot of this going private and going exclusive stuff, $4.99, $6.99 a minute, whatever it is that you stipulate. You let you do all your own pricing. Okay. Those dudes are in and out of there fucking 3 minutes. They're trying to get off for cheap.
Yeah.
And they fucking ask for some crazy shit before going. Jenny would be fucking snickering and shit. This dude giving me a whole laundry list of shit to do to Jen. And I'm going like, bitch, are you going to be busted in fucking 3 minutes? How am I going to do all that shit in 3 minutes? You want me to rock up, hit it in the face with my dick, fucking go in her mouth, fucking whatever. They were even asking, can you go anal? And it's just like, dude, man, you're going to be in there 3 minutes, okay?
Yeah.
I ain't going to really be able to fucking rock up in 3 minutes. Come on, man. If we did what the shit you're asking for, really we should do that in a half-hour-long gold show. But these dudes don't care. They just want to fucking get it over with. They're probably fucking jerking off fucking while they're talking to you.
Yeah.
Try to save money.
Yeah, because they definitely, some of them do definitely try to get shit for free.
They're trying to get shit for free.
Yeah.
So, sometimes, they'll just be talking to you and all of a sudden, next thing you know, we didn't even know it. They fucking hit the fucking private button.
Yeah.
We looked around and fucking... whoa, we're going private. And he's like, go ahead, guys, go. Okay, all right. And we didn't really have worked out what we were going to do. We just started putting our stuff.
Yeah, we didn't realize. I didn't hear the notification.
Yeah, we didn't even know. Okay. The question was, can you see him jerking off? All right, the first customer we had. Yeah, it was the first customer, right, that went exclusive.
I think it was the first one, the first paying one, yeah.
The first paying. No, it was the second one.
No, the second one.
It was the second customer.
Yeah, you're right.
The first one, okay, the first customer wanted me to do something. We had to work out how. I was like, come on, man. The second customer fucking went exclusive. And he wanted to, first of all, he wanted me to fucking put some shoes on her. On Jay, I put we had some fucking real good, cool shoes. He picked out the shoes that he wanted. I put those on. And then he wanted some alone time.
Yeah, he wanted Tom to leave.
Yeah.
Tom didn't leave. He just went behind the camera. But
he's not in here anyway.
He was like, "Don't you leave this room?"
He's not in here anyway. And that dude lasted about fucking 3 minutes. And it's just Jenny going solo. And he turned his camera on.
Yeah, he went cam to cam.
Yeah,
he's the only person so far that's done that. You can do that as an option.
Yeah.
It didn't bother me as much as I thought it would. Yeah. I don't know. It didn't really bother me because I guess when I was thinking about doing this, I was like, oh, I really don't want to do cam to cam because it's much easier to, pretend that they're not real people there when it's just like text, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But when you're actually seeing the person, but then when I was actually seeing the person, it's like you can just be like, well, that's not. I'm not saying it's not a real person. I'm just saying it's just like watching a video.
It's just an image, yeah.
Right, you know what I mean? So it wasn't like that big of a deal.
Yeah.
And he wasn't like, you know, he was just like a normal looking
Yeah, he was a kid.
dude. He wasn't that. He was just he looked maybe 19, 20.
Yeah,
he was
early
young.
20s.
I mean, I'm not good at like estimating ages, but he looked.
No, he said he was 22.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I thought he looked
22.
he looked real young.
Yeah.
But
he had some MILF fantasies, I guess.
I guess so.
Yeah, but he had her all laid out pin-up style with her fucking shoes on, and he's looking. I had her laid out had her on a fucking silver platter for him. And then he comes back. Then he goes back into just a private chat, and he's talking to us some more, and they left.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, thanks, guys. You know, I'll favorite you. I'll be back. You know, that kind of shit. Yeah, you gotta get repeat customers. This shit's easy.
Yeah.
The thing is that you need lots of those.
Yeah.
Because StreamMate takes 60%.
65%.
65%. They're paying you in gold. 1 gold equals $1. But they take 65. But that's actually kind of a good thing because the platform itself is heavily curated. There's no trolls in there. Everybody, to get in there and to interact with you, they have to have given a credit card. So they have credit cards. They're a paying customer. And there's only a certain kind of people that have credit card and ATM. And then they get in there, and they don't want to fuck up because they could get kicked off the platform.
Yeah.
And they have shit that they bought from, like they've bought videos and shit from other girls, and they got girls they know in there, so they don't want to get kicked off. So they're real well behaved, So you don't have a shit ton of people, but you have high quality potential customers in there. What's happening now is that me and Jen are trying to figure out the best marketing way to hit about 300 gold in an 8-hour stream session. In other words, $100 a work day. But you don't have to stream 8 hours solid. You can do 3 hours and then come off for an hour and then go back again for 3 hours. You can go in and out.
Yeah, you can just go in and out.
Right.
You don't have to.
If it's dead, you go. We'll come back in an hour. It's like fishing. And they're not biting. Let's go. We'll do something else and then come back. It's like that.
Yeah, because there's the thing about it is like some people have different strategies. Like some people seem to think that it's better or they make more money if they kind of just stay in the public chat and just do things like, just flash their titties or something like that, like for $5 a pop or whatever it is. And if they get enough people doing that, then they just do that. Whereas some people think it's a better strategy to just not do too much stuff in the public chat other than maybe like little teasy stuff, but don't give away anything for free. But then just kind of like try to get everybody to buy into the gold show when you come in the gold show, you can do whatever you want. And it's like just like a half an hour, or whatever. And then like you can make all your money that way.
Yeah.
Which both strategies work, I guess, just like depending on what your thing is. But like I said, we haven't really... mostly what we were doing was we just kind of went on there and, people would pop in and out of the room.
Asking questions, talking to army guys.
Yeah, and like some people weren't even, like some people were just like no nonsense and were just come in and like ask for shit. But some people were just kind of like, hey, how are you? Where are you from? They would talk like normal people. And like I said, like one guy came on and saw your tattoo.
Yeah, and he was
they had like a big long discussion about that. So
he was on
kinda...
active duty. He was on CQ, fucking answering fucking phones and shit.
Yeah.
Front desk at Fort Campbell, and he was just watching us on the phone.
Yeah.
But he wasn't a customer. He just
kind of popped in.
He was just talking. We started talking about the army.
Yeah.
And there were other people listening, but they didn't say anything. Usually, if somebody's gonna buy, it happens quick. They come in, you don't really notice them, and the next thing you know, they go, "Okay, let's go." And then, usually there isn't a lot of haggling. Usually if they're going to bite, they bite real fast.
Yeah, they'll be like, do you do this or whatever.
Yeah, and we can say, yeah, we can do that. And then all of a sudden, boom, you're in there. Okay, we're ready,
Yeah.
So it is entertaining. You never know what these fuckers are going to do. or what they're gonna ask for.
You gotta be on your toes.
The first customer was like, "Can she blow you?" And I was like, "Yeah." And she goes, "Can you slap her during that?" And I was like, "Well, how hard are you talking about? Like from 1 to 10, what are you talking about?" He's like a 9. And I said, "Dude, 9, I'd knock her out. I'd knock her out. Well, pretty hard, And I said, "Look, I can't overpromise, but if you want me to rough her up and slap her, you know what I mean, fucking look around a little bit, you want to do that?" She's like, yeah, okay.
I was like, yeah,
so
okay.
that was only like a couple minutes.
Yeah.
And, I don't want to fuck up her makeup too much. I was slapping her, And he's like, "Call her your whore." So I was like, okay. I saw him fucking...
Okay.
You can't hear their voices. I saw him type that. I said, okay. So I'm talking bad to her. And then, boom, he's gone.
Yeah.
And then he goes back into public. And he goes, "Oh, thanks, guys. That was great. I'll favor you. I'll be back. I'll be back." So, okay.
Yeah, that was...
that was probably only about 3 or 4 minutes.
Yeah.
I think that was about $6.99 a minute.
Something like that, yeah. Because you can charge, like, however much
you charge whatever you want, yeah.
Like, per minute. Because there's, like I said, there's private shows and exclusive shows. Private shows can be more than one person, but you can do whatever. Exclusive is just, like, one person pays for your time, and it's just them and you. You know what I mean? And like I said, they can...
like, "Is my makeup all right?" I says, "Yeah, it looks all right." It was funny.
Well, because the one time, like, after that one, like, what I can't even remember what they asked us to do, but, like, but we did that, and then, like, we came back on the public, and, like, my lipstick was all fucked up.
We had this one customer, his screen name was Black Cuck.
That's right.
And he shows up, I was immediately start fucking with him. "You want me to cuck you out?" He goes, "Yeah." He's like, "Yeah." Yeah. And
that's why I got that.
He's got this fucking whole laundry list of stuff, and I said, "Well, go private or go exclusive," and he's like, "Oh, okay, all right, fucking," and then boom, next thing you know, we didn't realize that he had hit the switch.
Yeah.
And he's like, "We're private, guys." And I said, "What? We're
and
private?"
I was like,
oh shit. Okay.
I look at the laptop.
Show the ads, you know what I mean? Fucking. I just fucking dove off into Jenny's mouth and shit. Yeah. I grabbed the camera, though. I was going point of view. Because I can grab that camera off the top of there. And I had to use some fucking sleight of hand tricks, you see, because he jumped on me so fast, I wasn't really fucking ready. I wasn't ready. You can't do this shit in fucking 3 minutes. The dude's just going to give you can barely get it up in fucking 2 minutes, 3 minutes,
Yeah.
Even on Viagra and shit. So I just fucking used a little bit of sleight of hand and fucking jumped in behind her and fucking did like a doggy show. But I wasn't even in. We faked it. But he was loving it. Fucking grabbing her by her throat, fucking pulling her up like that and getting her titties in the shot. So showing her titties. He's loving it. He's loving it. It's theater, and it's entertainment, and it's like live interactive made to order porn.
Yeah.
And these dudes are trying to get the shit cheap within 3 or 4 minutes.
Because they're always trying to get you to like do stuff in public.
Yeah.
And sometimes
for free.
Sometimes they ask you to do stuff that you're not really allowed to do.
You can't do it in public, right?
You know what I mean? Like I said, all you can do in the public room, you can show your tits. You can do that. They let you like suck on a dildo and stuff like that, right? Because it's not real.
Yeah.
So they let you do that. But I feel like you shouldn't do too much of that stuff because it's like you do too much of that stuff, then dudes will just be jerking it. They'll be like, okay, bye, and then they just won't pay. You know what I mean?
Get some free
I
shit.
mean, so you can't like sit there and do nothing, but it's probably better. I mean, I'm kind of more of the opinion that because you go through there and like some chicks will just be there and they're like titties hanging out and all that other kind of stuff, and I'm like, I don't know. I mean, maybe that works for them. I'm just saying, I just don't know if that's, like, the greatest idea, because you're not going to get, like, anybody to pay. It's like, I've already seen them for free. Big deal.
Well, some of those girls come off another platform called Chatterbait.
Yeah.
All right? We won't do Chatterbait.
I don't really want to do Chatterbait.
Chatterbait is kind of like the internet equivalent of having sex in front of the Roman Colosseum.
Pretty much, yeah.
It's everything's in public. You don't even have to be a member of Chatterbait to watch.
Yeah.
So they could have fucking 10,000 people watching you and only 2 or 3 people paying.
Right.
That's ridiculous.
I mean, some people make a lot of money on that.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I don't love the idea of it.
And my friend's wife, Amy Quinn, you can look her up. She's a hardcore pornographic actress, okay? She's hardcore. She said she couldn't do chatterbait. She felt like she was being used. And this is a chick that'll do fucking gangbangs and all kinds of...
she's like known for kind of gangbang.
Yeah, gangbangs, interracial gangbangs, fucking all kinds of shit. And the husband filming. He's a good dude, you know. Fucking, I know the whole story behind the two. If you actually know what they're like, it's a trip. It's a trip. They're good people. They had rough backgrounds, and they made something out of themselves this way. And they actually live pretty good lives, and they're both kind of what's a good way to put it? They're real stoic about it. To them, it's just a job, and me and Jen have shot stuff before. It is not the same shooting this stuff as doing it in real life. There is an element, you know. Fucking Gramthars and me and Gramthars went to drama school together. It's very much a product. It's very much theater. All right, even though you might really be having sex, mentally you're not.
I mean, it's still us, and it's still fun.
Yeah, it's fun to do, but it's not quite the same.
But it's not quite the same.
No. Because you're worried about, man, I hope the camera angle, wonder what this looks like. You don't have a whole crew of people.
Right.
If you had a whole crew of people, it might actually be less stress on you if you knew them all.
Right.
You know what I mean? Because they're handling shit. Oh, no, audio's good. You know, all kinds of stuff.
Yeah, it's like, does my ass
making sure they're getting the best angles and shit. You know? Video is a lot easier than StreamMate, though, because in video, you could actually have sex, and then you can edit it.
Right.
So if the angles weren't good, or you know, something happened that wasn't really flattering, or sometimes you'll look at a scene, and this is it with all porn. Sometimes you'll look at a scene, and there could be 2 separate days edited together into one. That happens too.
Yeah.
So you can edit things together to make things look longer or shorter, or you can stretch time in certain areas. You might have basically 10 minutes worth of material, and you can stretch it to 15 because you have more than one camera angle. There's a bunch of different tricks you can use.
Yeah, one of the videos that we made that I'm the most proud of, that I actually can't put up on StreamMate because they have a rule about, which, this is another thing we need to get into. But my favorite one that we did, and it's not long, it was probably only like 4 or 5 minutes or something like that. But and it was actually kind of spontaneous because we were just like fucking around doing something else, and then we were just starting.
All of a sudden, it went down.
Like just over there, like on the bathroom floor or whatever.
Yeah.
So it's like, so we filmed some of it, and we filmed it from like a couple different angles, and like some of it with my phone, and like some of it with the other video, and like I edited it all together, and it actually came out really good. Yeah. But you can't. Here's the thing. So we can both stream on StreamMate. He had to, just like I had to do. It's my account. But, you know, so I had to show my ID, and they have to take a picture of your face, like, a bunch of different ways so they can, like, 3D map it and, like, make sure you're the same person.
Yeah.
Because every time before you stream, you have to put both your faces in the camera, and they 3D map your face, and they compare it to the shit that you uploaded before to make sure that it's the same person, that it's the same people that are on this. So every time you stream, they do that.
Yeah.
So that's why they do that 3D map of your face.
Face recognition software. Facial recognition software.
So they know that, like, there's no unauthorized people.
Yeah.
But the weird thing about it is that, so we're both on my account, so we're both allowed to stream, and we're the only, and if anybody else was ever going to stream with us, they would have to go through the same rigmarole, and they would have to be permission. I have, like, a list, you know, of people that are allowed to appear in the streams. But the weird thing about it is that StreamMate also allows you to sell videos that you made, but it won't let me sell videos of both of us. I can only sell videos of me because it's my account.
So half of our inventory disappeared.
So half of our, like, we can sell them elsewhere.
Right.
But and we were discussing this, and I'm like, that's really dumb. And like I sent them a thing. I'm like, are you guys gonna change that? Because it's like he's allowed to stream with me.
Yeah.
But he's not. I'm not allowed to upload videos that have both of us in, even though it's clearly the same person. And I guess, you know, they were like, yeah, we're working on doing that in the future and stuff like that. But when we were talking about it, I said, Tom said, I bet the legality of live streaming porn and video porn are like two different things, which is probably the issue that they're running into.
Because live stream would be a communication.
Sure.
And then selling video would be dealing in pornographic material.
Right.
So it may be that they're not really quite licensed to deal in pornographic material, because that would mean that they'd have to have the licensing of being a porn studio, and they're probably not licensed like that. Now some people would be like, yeah, but if it's just you got a girl, doing solo stuff, that's porn. No, they do some weird shit. The way they classified some of the stuff that we did, there's videos of Jenny blowing me were classified as, what was it?
Non-explicit.
Non-explicit. The only thing that's explicit when it shows penetration.
Yeah,
Anything
that seems to be the only criteria.
Yeah. Weird. Penetration between a man and a woman, I guess, or a man and two men, or I bet you two women having sex is probably considered non-explicit.
I wonder. Now I'm kind of curious to like go and see.
Yeah.
But it seems to be, well, not necessarily, because the only ones that got tagged as explicit when I uploaded them were ones where you could actually see penetration.
Actual see penetration, right, yeah.
Or ones with dildos being used for their intended purpose, let's put it that way.
Yeah.
But if you were just like putting them in your mouth, that's not explicit.
Yeah.
But if you're putting them up in your cooch, then that is explicit.
But then putting a real dick in your mouth is not explicit.
Right. Well, putting a dildo in your mouth isn't explicit either.
But that's some weird shit.
But the weird thing about it is that I had a photo. That we took of me, like and you couldn't see your face, but you could see your dick. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It was like to get it like kind of in my mouth like that. And so it was a great picture. It was like, because I had a really like good expression on my face, and I'm like, oh my god, that's hilarious. And so like I was gonna upload it, but they wouldn't let me do it because they're like unauthorized person, and then because they couldn't see you, and they just, you know what I mean.
He said, that's a real dick.
Now I'm kind of curious because I took some pictures of where I had the dildo that we have. We have one kind of realistic looking dildo. And because most of the ones, I don't really like realistic looking dildos. Like I said before, it's like, it's a little too fucking Ed Gein for me. Like, it's like for Jeffrey Dahmer, like just fucking body parts, you know what I mean? It's like weird and uncanny. So I like ones that are kind of like crazy looking, like colorful or whatever. But we did get one realistic one because, like I said, we wanted one that squirted. I know that's gross, but yeah. So we got one like that. So it is kind of realistic. So I took some photos with that one that were like close-ups, where it was kind of like in my mouth or like up on the side of my face or something like that. And now I'm kind of curious, if I upload those, are they going to think that's a real dick?
No, they probably won't. They're probably good enough to know the difference.
I wonder.
I bet you they
because it does kind of look real.
Yeah.
But it's not though.
No, they probably can't tell the difference. Now, Murder Hornet's asking, what did he ask there about? Read it again.
What's the rules on people getting on there to watch that may be underage?
Oh, okay, yeah. To get on StreamMate, you have to have a credit card.
I mean, to watch the private stuff.
To watch the private stuff.
Like, you can watch the public chat.
Yeah, right.
You can just go on the anybody.
Yeah, anybody can go watch.
Anybody can go watch that. That's
yeah.
right. But you're not allowed. Like I said, you're not allowed to
interact with us.
Yeah, that you can't message us. You can't
see any of the shows. You can't see.
Yeah, like I said, in the public chat, you can do titties.
Yeah.
You can't. And honestly, we scrolled through there a few times. And some people were getting away with some shit.
Yeah, the dudes in the gay section were just jerking it.
They were just like sitting there with a bait, and I'm like, what? Yeah. Hey, you're not allowed to do that. But the thing about it is that I think that somebody has to report them.
Yeah.
Or I think StreamMate does have people that'll watch the streams, like just randomly, to make sure nobody's doing anything they're not supposed to be doing. But I guess if nobody catches you.
Yeah.
Because, like, we scrolled through a few times and saw some people doing some shit that I was kind of like, hey, I'm pretty sure they're not allowed to show that. But like I said, I don't know why you would want to show all that stuff in the free shit, because the whole reason you're on there, presumably, is, like, to make money. Or if you're an exhibitionist, or it could be both things. But so, I don't know.
Yeah, but no one can interact or see any of the shows without credit card, and through the credit card numbers, I guess they ID them. And, they do it that way. Other than that, I guess there's probably not much that they can do, because I think a kid can probably nowadays access porn. Just
of course.
There's no way that you can stop them. So
I mean, if you just go like on a regular ass porn site that has videos on it.
Don't let your kids have fucking devices. That's how you do it. You don't let the kid have fucking.
Well, you
internet.
go on a porn site like that has videos or something like that, and basically it'll just be like have a little pop up thing. Are you over 18? Sure.
Yeah, you say no, and you go, there you go, you're in.
You know what I mean? So it's like it's not like they're really checking.
And another thing is that other platform I was telling you about, Chatterbait. You can just watch a whole damn Colombian orgy going on live, no censorship, and all you gotta do is just ask, "Are you 18?" Goes, "Yeah, I'm 18." You can see it.
Yeah.
And because they don't even have a private option, everything's public. It's public even if you don't, even if they don't have your credit card. It just, like I told you, that porn star chick I know says she will not do that platform. She says she feels used doing that shit.
Yeah.
20,000 people watching.
I could see that.
And fucking only 2 or 3 paying. And this is a girl that'll do gangbangs. She says, I will not do that.
Well, I mean, if you think about it, like, yeah, it sounds weird when you say it like that, but it's kind of like 2 different things. I mean, when she's doing the gangbangs, she knows those dudes. It's like,
a controlled environment.
It's a controlled environment. Like, her husband's there. They're filming it. It's like, she knows what's going to happen. It's, whereas Chatterbait is kind of like, it's just kind of like a crazy, like you said, it's like the room and arena. You don't really know. And I've heard, I don't know, I have never been on there, but I've heard that people are a lot more, I mean, there's a lot more trolling, there's a lot more people just being assholes for no reason. Yeah, it's not real curated.
All you're going to hear is shit like, look at what a nasty ass, or just shit like, man, those tits are terrible,
Right.
Damn, she's ugly. So, you know what I mean? You fucking, my ex, Aleta, and fucking Tony did Chatterbait.
Yeah.
And fucking Aleta wouldn't do it again because she couldn't. Because
I don't blame her.
She didn't want to see the comments.
Yeah.
And fucking.
Which you really, I mean, you have to really to do this anyway. Yeah. Like we haven't really experienced.
Be thick skin.
You really have to have thick skin.
Yeah.
You have to think these people. One, they're just random ass people, and it's like they don't know you and shit like that. Yeah, it does get to you. It would get to you after a while if you just kept having that happen all the time.
And another thing, if it's me and Jen, the average motherfucker in there talking. We're way better looking than them. They'd be sitting there talking shit about you.
Well, you know what? Shit like that used to bother me. And then it occurred to me, I was like, why the fuck should I care what some random ass motherfucker I don't even know? Yeah. Who's probably a lot lamer than I am. What the fuck should I care what they think?
Now, the only customer that we saw, I didn't see him, Jen saw him, was a guy in his very early 20s. And she said he was just a normal looking guy at his house.
Yeah.
A little bit overweight, a little bit chubby, but he was a nice guy. He was just a normal kid.
He just did come across. Most of the people in there came across as very, very nice.
Normal kid.
Just and nice, normal people.
Asking, fucking how long we've been together, asked me how big my dick was. Just kind of crazy shit, fucking saying, oh man, you're lucky, and this, blah, blah, blah. And fucking, there's a lot of very, Gramthars, man, me and Gramthars, we're in our 50s, man. A lot of these young guys, they're growing up in a totally different time. They don't have any damn confidence. A lot of these guys are fucking 30-year-old virgins. Just depending on what part of the country that they live in, there's not a lot of hope for them getting a girlfriend. If you don't stand out, girls are all going for the guys in the top 20%. If you just kind of in the middle and you're not really noteworthy, you're going to get passed up. And they don't teach these guys how to fight, how to fight that system and try to rise above it. They just go, well, fuck it, it's not worth it. No, man, that's not the attitude you got to have. No.
Well, and
Quite the opposite.
I think another problem, too, is that a lot of dudes, they all are kind of going after the top hottest 10% instead of going after somebody that's more on their level.
But the thing is I've seen the statistics, I've seen what they're talking about. A lot of the girls at their level have fucking standards way high for them. Like this girl's a 6 and she thinks she's a 9. You know what I mean? If a guy's a 6 shows up, she'll reject him because they have an unrealistic view of themselves too. But it just, I think it just depends on the age group. It's the 20s age group that's really the worst. And I ought to have a whole channel of that shit, but I'd be fucking talking forever and fucking get in trouble. Probably. But no, man, fucking these young dudes are just saying fuck it and throwing in the towel and just resigning themselves to being single and jerking off to e-girls and Instagram girls and fucking girls on stream mate and shit. That's their version of a girlfriend. And no, man, you got to get out there and fight. A lot of these guys won't even go to a club. Got no game. They won't go to a nightclub. Just totally out of shape. Got to get in the gym.
Gramthars says the Colombian couples must not know the rules. They just go at it like animals at a zoo in the public space.
Yeah.
And the weird thing about it is that
they must be in there looking, because Colombia is fucking wild.
Usually, I mean, most people that are in the United States or the UK or in English-speaking countries, they will usually, because you can geo-block.
You geo-block them.
You take out, because there's a lot of Colombians on there. A lot. And they're on there all fucking day, man.
Yeah, it's like a career.
Yeah,
and it'd be like
that's maybe there's not like a lot of career options, so it's like, well, I guess we'll just do this. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and it'll be like 5 of them in there, like in group sex and shit.
Yeah, I saw one like that.
And Colombia is a sexual juggernaut. Okay, fucking. Growing up in Brazil, Brazil's got a, I grew up there. Brazil had good-looking women, and Brazilians are just have a reputation for being good-looking. But it's nothing compared to Colombia. Good-looking girls grow on trees in Colombia. Good-looking girls. Guys are handsome, too. There's just something about Colombians. They're good-looking. And really, you're not seeing the best of them on StreamMate. The best-looking of them get out of there. Like fucking... We got a friend that shows up every now and then. She's a Colombian girl, just fucking absolutely knockout. What was her name again? Do you remember? I had to look it up. But no, good-looking girls... fucking just grow on trees in Colombia.
Yeah, Grandpa
and they're known for that in South America.
Yeah, he said the Colombians sit around naked between drinking, between doinking, eating, and clipping their toenails. Yeah, I noticed. We usually, like I said, block out just because there's so many, and you have to wade through like 3 or 4 pages of Colombians before you get to like any like English speaking.
Yeah, we constantly we got all non-English speaking countries blocked.
Because I want to hear them talking. You want them to talk. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Well, most customers do that because you can't interact with them.
Right.
So you can't cut any deal with them. You can't negotiate. Right. So, because there's a certain amount of a negotiation that has to happen.
Yeah, because I mean, most of the people that came in like
want
wanting
custom-made shit for you.
Yeah, they were like wanted kids that are like, hey, can you do this, that, and the other thing? Like they wanted a specific thing.
You're right.
And it's like that's really hard to.
They want fetish type shows. Dude wanted certain shoes on her. He asked for sandals. We don't have sandals.
Yeah, he wanted sandals at first.
And
I'm like, do I look like I own any sandals?
Grabbed them sexy ass stripper shoes. I'm like, what about these? He goes, yeah, put those on her.
I was like, as long as I don't have to walk in them.
Yeah.
They look hot, but I can't fucking walk in. I can't walk in these things.
Put those on her.
Yeah. I put them on and I'm like fucking baby.
You've worn them before.
I'm like a baby deer.
You wore those. You actually wore those downtown one time. It's just that they fucking killed you.
They killed me.
Yeah.
They're very difficult to walk in.
Yeah.
And it's just like broken ankles waiting.
Unless you're Russian. Russian girls can walk on those at birth. They're born with those on. Did you know that?
They're born.
They're born with those on.
They're poor mothers.
Yeah.
Murder Hornet said, seen a sample of the porn that we made. Tom got one hell of a schlong. Who
said this?
Murder Hornet.
Oh, yeah.
He does, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's not just talking. He's not just talking.
Yeah, it's not. I had to back up my shit. You know what I'm talking about? All this shit that I'm talking, I mean, is real.
It is real.
I couldn't get away with the shit that I do if I didn't have a big ass dick.
That's probably true. Yeah, because you be running your mouth all the time, and then you get your pants off, and everybody's like, I see.
No, but I got the right to go, we're going to have a dick off. Come over here, boy. Pull it out. Whoever's got the biggest one gets to fuck the other one in the ass. Oh, you don't want to play. Now you don't want to play. Okay. All right. Prison games.
Yeah. Yeah, Murder Hornet said Tom is funny as fuck on those videos. Talk some crazy shit. Yeah. I don't know which one you sent him.
The first one that made the first.
Oh, the first one. Oh, did you send the edited one?
I don't think I sent him the edited one yet.
Where you kind of like turned it, I did the close up.
I got it.
Just because it made me laugh so hard that you were like turned around and like looked at the camera like.
Keith, I got some new shit. I got some new shit edited up. I'll send you. I'll send you. I'll send you as a free sample. You'll like it.
We gotta make
and
some
then,
more tomorrow.
Jen's got a real good solo one where she cheats with you in it. It's like virtual reality. She goes, Tom's gone, so it's just me and you. Yeah, that's a good one.
I want to do another version of that one because I did that one. It came out good, I think, but
it's cheating on me again. I need to fucking. It should have edited that at the end.
That's what I mean. It's like because
I can't believe that bitch cheating on me.
The thing, okay, so I made that before we'd even streamed. This was like way back, like when we first started talking about this. That was like one of the first. That might have been like the first solo video I made, and so I had the idea because I got the idea because you were telling me. We were at the club one night, and you told me that, and you had never told me this before, that when I went on vacation to St. Augustine that time, like a couple years ago, you said that you thought that I was cheating. Like, you didn't say you thought that I was cheating on you, but you were like, it crossed your mind, and then it was a possibility, and then you were kind of like, and then I was thinking, like, I was kind of mad, but it was also kind of like hot thinking about it, and I was just gonna, and so you were kind of talking about that, and I said, ooh, I should do a solo video while you're gone, where I'm pretending that I'm talking to somebody else. It's like, oh, Tom's gone, I'm gonna make it. It's like he'll like really get off on that. So it's like, so, but the thing about it was that I had to make it. I made it when you were at bike night. Yeah. So it was like a Tuesday night.
And I knew she was making it. I was at the bar with the bikers.
Because I told you, I said I'm gonna make it like while you're gone, and then you can watch it later. Yeah. So I rushed home from work. Then I had to, like, you know, wash all my makeup and start all over and fix my hair and do all the other kind of stuff, and then I just set up all the shit, like all the recording and everything like that. Lights and everything. Yeah. And then it was like a huge pain because it's like, you know, it's hard to do like by yourself because it's like, you know, it's silly shit happened. Like the fucking shit would stop recording or like the dildos would fall over or something. It was just, you know what I mean? So it was kind of
I saw the bloopers. The bloopers are fucking funny. She'd be doing some fucking crazy shit and fall. And she goes, oh shit. And I said, Jenny, we gotta fucking get that in there. No, we're not gonna put that in there. We're not gonna put that in there. We're gonna release some bloopers
because you know how frustrated I get when I'm mad. Well, because like I said, I was trying to finish it like before you got home because I know you'd be home at like 10 or whatever, and I was just like, oh my god, this is taking forever, and it's like I have to get up and go to work tomorrow, and I kept like fucking it up, and it's like so I'm trying to like, it's like so funny, but I was trying to like. This big fucking dildo thing, and I was trying to like titty fuck it, and it's like I didn't really have anything to stick because they have, you know, the suction cups on the bottom, right? And so it's like, but I didn't really have anything like flat to stick it on. So it's like I kept like trying to stick it, and I kept like running around like looking for other shit like to stick it on, and it kept like falling over. And it's like, so I was like still filming, and I was like, God damn it! And it was just like, and then he saw it later. He watched all the bloopers, and he was like, Oh my god, that was the funniest shit ever. You were so funny.
That's actually one of our hottest videos. It's actually one of our hottest videos. And she, let's just say she reaches the intended goal. I was you didn't fake that, did you? She said, no.
No, I didn't.
That was the real thing. And I was like, yeah, that was good. And I said, I'm going to make a video of me jerking off to that. And she's like, do it.
Do it. You still haven't done that.
I'm going to do it. I'll do it.
Because I was like all excited. He was like, "Oh, I'm gonna make a video of me. It'll be like pornception. It'll be like pornception." And I was just like, "Oh my god, that's so awesome! Like, please do that." And it's like he still hasn't done it yet.
But the thing is, I can't put that up on stream. And I had to put that up on my Fansly.
But you can just send it to me on Facebook.
Yeah, put it up on Fansly. Yeah.
Although don't send it. Don't send it to me.
I would do that. You see, I would. I don't know if something like that would sell. I would just give that to fucking Jen and people that wanted it, female fans or something, gay fans.
Yeah, that'd be super hot.
Yeah.
That'd be super hot. But yeah, we had talked about doing that.
Fansly, I got a Fansly account. She's gonna get approved for her Fansly account. We'll be able to tag each other in that.
So we can maybe put the videos up on there because they will let you upload videos to sell. Yeah. If both of the people are members and you tag each other, then you can do it.
So we'll do that, and then on Jen's account we'll have like most of the mainstream stuff, and on my account maybe I'll do like. Kind of like stuff more for the gay market. I'm not going to do anything gay in it, but it'd be solo stuff that guys would like.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, like I said, might as well cover all the bases, right?
Yeah, well, I got fans.
Right.
Fucking, and if they want to come up with ideas, if I agree to it, so yeah, I could do something like that. Do something kind of artistic and shit. I'll do that.
Yeah, and I mean,
it's just, it's physical acting and entertainment and, what do you call it? It's erotica. Sure. And I appreciate it. You know what I mean? Fucking, I like it.
Tom loves the prawn.
I love prawn. And fucking, if I got customers that fucking want to see me doing certain things and they get off on it, then I'll do it. You know, if it sounds like a good idea, it's like, yeah, I think I could probably make that fucking, make that into a cool video. We'll edit it up. Jen will do the editing and stuff and make a solo video. But I could come up with some kiki shit, though.
Yeah, you should. You come up with good ideas. Mm-hmm. We still have to make the video.
I gotta make a motorcycle one. Where I come in all my fucking gear.
Oh, yeah.
And take all the gear off and shit.
Oh,
like
do it.
Fucking hard day of fucking riding. And then they just gotta throw down on myself. Fucking heavy metal playing and everything. Multiple camera angles. Up shots. Just big fucking shadow of a cock fucking coming down on you. Just, yeah.
See, you have to.
Those gays would love it.
You have to send me every one before you, because I want to see.
Jenny loves that shit.
I love that shit. Yeah. I love that shit.
Yeah.
Well, I love it. Well, I like it if it's you. I don't just want to see some.
Murder.
I don't want to see some random dude doing that.
Murder Hornets in there worried about teenagers getting credit cards. Dude, man, they don't really care.
I mean, the world's not going to end.
The world's not going to end if some kids...
If teenagers see porn.
Yeah, if teenagers are seeing people
fucking. I think everybody's teenagers.
I was seeing fucking people fucking in the 70s, man. Fucking and just fucking printed porn that we had.
Yeah, so I did too.
Everybody knew about that.
When I was a kid, because my dad had porn magazines.
Yeah.
Like Hustler and Big Jugs or whatever.
Yeah, fuck those kids. Fuck those kids. Fuck them.
Like I said, it's not going to kill anybody to see fucking porn. You know what I mean? It's fine.
And what was funny is that I remember being like 8, 9, seeing that shit, and it didn't surprise me then. I was like, oh, yeah, of course. Yeah. That looks good. I'd do that, too. That's what they do.
Like a good idea.
That's what they do. Yeah, that's what I'm going to do that. I'm going to do that when I get big. I don't think they were trying to say it's damaging. I don't think it is. I don't believe it is. It's just, you don't want to... You want to let people mature at their normal rate, but you don't want to shelter them either.
Yeah.
You want them to know what's out there.
I mean, I kind of feel like as soon as they start getting curious about it, which is a different age for everybody...
Yeah.
Then, just kind of like let them lead the way. It was like what they're curious about and what's age appropriate. And
by the time I was 8 or 9, 10, I knew that around that time I knew that pedos existed. I knew all about them.
Yeah.
Trying to avoid them.
Yeah.
I'm
pretty sure
people
I did as well. I think I did too.
Don't let people in. Don't approach people in cars coming up asking you for directions and shit. Just that kind of stuff.
Yeah, I feel like that was a big.
Don't get in somebody's car. Don't let anybody follow you. That kind of shit.
Yeah.
And, me and all the Jimmy and Mike and all the dogs, and because we all ran around like a pack of dogs anyway with dogs. Tony Ked, too. This is down in Long Beach, California, at Carson. We'd fucking run around. We were feral, man. We'd run around all fucking day. Come back as soon as the sun started going down. So we ran around in a big old pack watching each other's back. We would run from adults. Suspicious adults that we didn't know.
I mean, probably wise.
We'd run, One time somebody just pulled up in a car and called us, and we ran, man.
Yeah, see, good idea.
Didn't even know what that did, didn't even know what that dude wanted.
Yeah, nope.
He might have just been nothing, though,
Well, yeah, but you don't
We don't know that. Might have been, hey, get out of here. I don't know. Just like a...
It's probably better to just not. Because honestly, and especially in this day and age, and also back then...
That was the 70s.
Any adult that was pulling up in a car, like talking to a bunch of kids, that was probably bad news. That was probably bad news. Yep. So it's like, you know what I mean? And the thing about it is you can't worry about, hurting somebody's feelings or doing something wrong or something like that. Or looking stupid. It's like, it's better to be alive than, you know what I mean? Think, he's probably harmless. I feel silly. Blah, blah, blah. Because I kind of feel like, well, and especially like, I think a lot of like women and girls feel like that too. It's like they think some sketchy dude is following them, but they're like, well, maybe I'm just overreacting. Do you always like overthink it? I'm just being stupid. He's not doing anything. He's probably harmless. But it's like, yeah, that's probably what people that got killed by serial killers thought too. So just don't be embarrassed. Run across the street if you have to. It's like, you know what I mean? It's like you don't fucking know what that dude's up to, and it's like you don't really have to like be nice to them or anything like that, really. There's no reason to be. You don't have to engage with them at all. So that's the thing. But yeah, so it's weird because I kind of feel like doing the streaming, it's not as, I didn't really expect it to be weird. It's less weird than I thought. Is that strange to say? It really doesn't bother me all that much.
All that shit is less weird than you think. I mean, I've heard other people that have been in the industry that even got into escorting, and they said, "Well, it wasn't as weird as I thought it was going to be." There is a slippery slope. You just can't. Remember that Ayala girl? She's fucking famous as shit now. She started off as a stream mate girl. She ended up being an escort, and after she made fucking $1 million on stream mate, she was one of the biggest ones. She said that escorting felt a lot more normal, a lot more natural. But she's extensively fucking senior citizen. I mean, she got a senior citizen menu going. She's just doing old guys. But I think all of it is you can get normalized to anything. I mean, fucking military life became normalized to me.
Well, but what I'm
get used to it.
What I'm saying though is that
we haven't been doing this long.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah. The point that I was making was that I thought there was going to be like, this big learning curve, and I was going to be really nervous, or I was going to be weirded out. Yeah. But it's like I really wasn't. Like even the first time we did it, I'm like, oh okay. Yeah, it's like the first time. I think like the first time we really did, because we went on one time and like we didn't really do anything because we were just trying to figure out how everything worked and everything.
How everything worked on it, yeah.
But like the second time, and like that kid, the kid wanted to go cam to cam and stuff like that, and I was kind of for a second I was like. Weird and stuff like that, but then I was like, it wasn't weird.
Yeah. Well, he just turned it on. You didn't know he could do that, right?
No, he said that he was going to turn it on.
Oh, okay.
Like, he told me he was going to turn it on, and I was like, okay.
Did he pay extra for that?
See, I don't know. I think that's just a perk that comes with.
Okay, it's a perk when you go with that one. We got to look at what that feature is, because I remember when I was setting prices, there was something about cam to cam, and I left it blank.
So yeah, I have to go back in there. That's the thing
could be that we've left it to where it's free to turn it on.
Maybe.
We ought to put some money behind it. Like I said, an extra $10 to turn it on.
Yeah, I'll have to go back and I'll have to go and dig through all the.
Which that'll weed a lot of them out.
Because there's so much stuff. That's the thing that. They don't have. I mean, they kind of have like a little bit of a clunky interface. I'm gonna say that.
Yeah. It's old.
And it's it seems like kind of old, and it seems like kind of hard to find things, and some of the instructions are not super clear, and some things are like in more than one place too. Yeah. So it's kind of like, so when we first started streaming, I don't even know where you can access this when you're not streaming. When we first started streaming, you can put up all your tip menu. So you can say, they have like this big long, you can't like put in your own things.
Like tip flash.
Yeah, but they have like this huge long list of like shit you can do. Like titty flash or, tease whatever, or dance or twerk or whatever it is. And you can assign a price to each of those things. You don't have to pick all the things. You can pick as many things as you want. And then, so they have that. And then, but I'm not entirely sure how that works, because it's like we had people tip us, but they didn't tip us for anything specifically.
Yeah. No, you can just,
I think you can just tip.
There's tip buttons. There's a 5
and 10.
Okay.
So you don't, but.
Yeah.
So I don't know like how that comes into play. And then there's also another thing, which is called spin the wheel. And you can pay like however much you ask for, like to spin the wheel, and it's like that. Then like you have to do whatever it says on the wheel.
Yeah, that's all in public stuff.
Right. Yeah. So you can't do anything like real racy.
Yeah, and it's kind of stupid. Yeah, it's silly shit.
Most of it is kind of silly. Actually, some of the stuff on there, I'm like, what the fuck is that even?
Yeah.
But what are they even talking about? Yeah, some of it is like not even super. Because like I said, you can't really do that much of anything on the post. So some of it is just like dance around or like bounce your tits or twerk, like I said, or blow a kiss or like shit like that. You know what I mean?
Okay, well, it's almost time for us to go. It's almost 9.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah, we're gonna have to go. So we should probably start winding down the chat. Is there anything you guys needed or anything?
You guys needed?
You guys go ahead and hit that like button for us before you.
Man, my eye is watering.
Let me see.
It's been doing that all day.
Oh, okay. These boobs smell good. I said, did you spray perfume on those? And she goes, no. I just sprayed them on myself.
I just kind of went.
And I said, I want a video of you spraying perfume just on your boobs. I
was like, okay.
Yeah.
Well, I told him, I was like, before, because I was getting ready, and I don't usually wear a lot of perfume, but I have like a little bit, and I usually put it on like before we go out. And I do this every fucking time, I swear to God. I guess because I can't see all that good anymore. But like, so I go to spray it, and then it like sprays that way because the hole is always inevitably like pointing the opposite way from me. And I was just like, well, that's not going to help.
Tomorrow, I think we're going to go see
the Mission
Impossible movie.
Maybe.
It's supposed to be really good. Everybody's saying go see it.
Well, I liked the last one.
Yeah, and spoiler. I've already heard a spoiler.
Don't tell them. Don't say that. I don't like spoilers.
Yeah.
I like to just see a movie with.
It's going to be kind of like No Time to Die.
Well,
I suspect Ethan dies in this one. I suspect it. They didn't come out and say that, but I suspect he dies in it.
He's like, fuck it, I don't want to do these movies anymore.
End of this shit.
I
made all my money. Fucking, yeah. Tom Cruise can just fucking do a mic drop. Fuck this. I made my money.
Well, he's made his money several times over. Like, I'm sure he doesn't need any more.
Yeah.
Although Scientology maybe took it all.
I think he owns Scientology now.
Probably, yeah. He's going to run the shit.
He's going to run that shit.
After Miscavige.
Yeah.
Kicks the bucket.
Yeah, I think he's second in command. I think Tom Cruise is second
Maybe
in
Tom
command.
Cruise will have Miscavige killed.
Tom Cruise will fucking be run Scientology. How much wouldn't that be a trip if he inherits the throne to Scientology, becomes COB, and fixes it? It fixes Scientology.
Makes it like not lame anymore.
Yeah, it makes it like pretty cool. That'd be a trip. And all of a sudden, fucking.
I don't see it happening.
All of a sudden, the membership grows. It is an open UFO cult. Yeah.
It's the Tom Cruise cult.
Yeah. Tom Cruise comes out and fucking demonstrates OT powers. Levitates some shit. See, I told you. I told you.
It works.
See, I told you, yeah.
I would like to see that happen. I wouldn't actually, but it would be very funny if it happened. I'll give you that. All right, so we're gonna wrap it up because we are going to
Jenny and her sexy ass fucking bell bottoms.
My sexy ass.
Yeah, show 'em.
With dancing skeletons.
Show them bell bottoms, Jenny.
Okay. Well, mate, of course it's not tight yet, but
it's all right.
It's all right.
It's okay. You still looks good.
It still looks good.
Yeah, it still looks good.
Because I can't tighten it. Tom's got to tighten.
Yeah.
I can't tighten.
Back,
See,
back up.
yeah. See.
Back up. Back all the way up. Okay, you can't really see. Yeah.
Now it's dark.
Now can I turn? Yeah, you can't see now. Turn around.
It's dark. No, it's dark.
Yeah. She's walking backwards.
Yeah, but see, they got little dancing skeletons.
Yeah. Show how big the bell bottoms are.
Yeah, they're. Hold on.
You put it.
Yeah. See.
Yeah.
Pull them out like that.
Yeah.
Yeah. They're like.
Yeah, they look cute.
I have to wear tall shoes.
Well, here, you know what? I just realized something.
Yeah, duh.
Camera can come on. Stand up again.
You were doing that with the prawn. I don't know why you don't do that now.
Stand up. So you can see.
Yeah. See.
Yeah.
Everybody looking at my
Yeah.
TV. It's dark over here.
Yeah. Yeah, you can't really tell. Can't really see.
That's what I'm saying.
Okay.
I have to wear like super tall shoes with these though because they're kind of long.
Yeah.
I have little short legs. So every time I buy pants, they're always like too long.
Well, we got all those huge fucking platform shoes.
So I got to wear huge platform shoes with these because otherwise I'm gonna trip
what those are for.
I'm gonna trip on the pants all night.
Yeah.
Michael says Tom is so horny with the HRT. Bell bottoms are making him crazy.
Yeah.
Oh, and Sebastian asked, does Tom Cruise do his own stunts?
Yeah.
He largely does. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think. I mean, they still have safety measures like wires and shit like that, but wasn't it the last Mission Impossible movie or something like that where he climbed up that big ass building, like the world's tallest building or
I think
something?
he did, yeah.
Like that. He really did that.
Yeah.
I mean, he had wires on, but
this,
he did actually climb that building.
I think in this one he does an Evel Knievel style stunt where he runs up a motorcycle ramp on the edge of a cliff and fucking just sails through the air, and I think he's got a parachute on. Motorcycle's lost. It just falls out from underneath him.
Yeah.
But it's a huge fucking ramp.
So I have
and
to...
it's off a cliff.
You have to give him props for that. He does actually do pretty much all
shit.
his own stunts.
Scientology, man.
So maybe he does have OT powers. He's the only person that has
Psychs his
them.
ass up, yeah.
He's the only person that
No, I like fucking Tom. Tom's the shit, man. Tom Cruise is the shit. he's a little crazy, but sometimes
a little.
Sometimes being crazy helps. Right.
Well, I will note that most of the best like artistic people, creative people, and stuff like that are a little bit crazy.
Yeah.
A little bit. You kind of have to be.
Yeah. To be good at anything like that. You know what I mean? He's got an ego. And he, fucking Tom Cruise is going to put his money where his mouth is. He's actually going to do these
stuff. That's one thing. Even though I think he's like kind of a cocky asshole, but I mean, at least he can like back up a lot of the stuff that he says.
Yeah. He's a great motorcycle rider.
Unlike most people that are like real cocky like that can't back up shit. They're just all mouth.
He's good with guns. I've seen him shoot. I've seen his form and stuff. And then I've seen him go shoot in movies also. And then I've seen him ride. I've seen him ride motorcycles in the movies and outside the movies. He is a good rider. He's good on, and he's got fucking badass bikes. I think he's got a damn Confederate Wraith. He might even have a Hellion. I think he's got a Hellion too. I think it's called a Hellion. He's got several Confederate motorcycles. Those are fucking super expensive. They're nice. Air-cooled, fucking big bore. Kind of like, they're not cruisers. They're more like street fighters. But they're just insane. Just big and fucking a lot of torque. He's got a lot of motorcycles, Ducatis and shit.
But yeah, so we might go see that tomorrow. Yeah. Even though I looked it up and I was like, that is a long ass movie. It's almost 3 hours long. Yeah. So we'll see.
Closest thing to Tom Cruise really in history would have been Steve McQueen.
Yeah. Steve
McQueen. I think Steve McQueen did that kind of stuff too, but I think Tom Cruise tried to beat him. I think he was kind of inspired by McQueen.
Yeah, maybe so. Gonna say McQueen was a lot cooler because he was just like real kind of
Well, Steve McQueen wasn't religious.
That too.
He just chased women and fucking had cars and went racing cars. And
he was just a dude.
He was just dude. Yeah.
He didn't have like a weird cult, so that's a point in his favor.
Yeah.
So yeah. All right. So yeah, we are gonna go to Memento Mori, the monthly goth night this evening. So we have to kind of finish getting ready and get going because it starts in about an hour. So hopefully you guys enjoyed this very porny discussion that we had. We'll let you know if like anything else exciting happens, like when we're on the stream, in case somebody like else asks like Tom to like smack me around and stuff like that. Which that was actually kind of funny because Tom asked me, he's like, "Well, is that okay? Can I do it?" I was like, "Sure, why not?" I was like, "Don't knock my teeth out or nothing like that." But it's like, and he kind of like whispered, he's kind of like whispering in my ear. He's like, "Okay, I'm gonna fucking hit you," but it wasn't that bad. It wasn't that bad. Yeah. Pop. He just wanted.
It was
he's
about like a 3.
Yeah, it wasn't hard. Well, he's like, I just wanted to make a loud sound. Yeah. So the guy will be
I cut my hand and shit.
Yeah. All right. So we will see you guys again on Sunday. Probably talking about the Mission Impossible movie because we're probably gonna go see it this weekend. So we'll probably be talking about that on Sunday. So we'll see you guys again on Sunday evening. And thank you all for dropping by. Remember to like and do all that kind of stuff on the video. Comment on it after and blah, blah, blah. So we'll see you guys again on Sunday. Good night.